Hi guys, my name is Will and welcome to our cooking show. Today I'm going to be making apple pie. Alright, so to start I'm going to show you guys everything you're going to need for this recipe. I will post the recipe with the video so you guys can see all the specific stuff. Alright, to start we're going to rinse, then peel and cut the apples into slices. And then they're going to go in this bowl. Alright, now that they're all peeled, we can do two things. You can either use a knife to slice them, or you can use one of these fancy core cutters. While we're getting the dry ingredients ready, make sure to preheat your oven to 425, because it's going to take a minute. Okay, first we're going to add a 1/4 cup of white sugar. Then a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Next, we're going to do a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Half teaspoon of ground ginger. Cloves. And finally, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The next thing you're going to want to do is stir that really well. Get them all together. You can do it with your hand or a spoon or something, whatever you want, whatever you want to do. Alright, now that that's done, we're going to move on to the pie crust. Okay, so I personally like to buy store-bought pie crust because if you do the filling right, it's hard to tell the difference between your own dough and this, and it takes a lot less steps. And when you buy them in packages, you get 2 rolls of dough. One of them is going to be our bottom and the other one's going to be our top. So you're going to unroll the dough, lay it in the bottom of the pot, and then make sure that the walls get pressed sort of evenly. It doesn't have to be perfect, but they're going to want to cover the walls of your pan. Be careful when you unroll the dough because it will get holes in it if you're not careful. I'm going to add our apple filling to the pie crust. If you have an excess of apples, it's okay. If you want to try to fit more apples inside of this, you could cut these into smaller pieces. And it's okay if it sticks out a little higher over the top of the pan, because you're going to add that top layer of crust on it anyway, so it can be a little bit of a bump on top. I did buy some pretty large apples with mine, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to fit all of my pieces in there. I might try to squeeze in a couple more here, but you don't want to overload it too much. Next, we're going to do the top pie crust. After you lay the pie crust on top, you're going to want to push the edges of the top down over the edges of the bottom. That way, none of the apples and the juices of it are going to come out. Again, see, it's okay to have a little bump. It's alright, it's going to be all good. Alright, so before you bake, you're going to have to cut slits for ventilation. I always like to write something fun in mine. So today, the slits are going to spell the arc. So we're going to get the A in here, the R, and then the C is going to be a little hard because of the curve, so we're going to try our best here. There you go. I think that's good. A little underline there. There we go. Maybe just get a little more at the top. Finally, we're going to put our pie in the oven at 425 for 30 minutes. If you had leftover apples from the pie like I did, they go great for a good snack while you're waiting for it to bake. Alright, and then we pull it out of the oven, and here we go, all done.